This is THV 11 This Morning.
The new changes in home lending, which go into effect this month, may delay access to mortgages. Scott McElmurray with Bank of Little Rock Mortgage is here this morning to explain. It's Consumer Tuesday.
It is.
Great information for us today. First, Scott, tell us what these changes are and what prompted these changes.
Well, first of all, it was scheduled to go into effect this month. That has been delayed until October, but it is being prompted by the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform Act, which was passed in response to the Wall Street financial crisis. Basically, it's one of many regulations out of the Dodd-Frank Act that's being put into place, and it's called the Integrated Truth in Lending and Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act. Basically, we call it TRID, but it's a combination of two current disclosures into one form.
Okay. Now, positives. Let's start.
Well, with any regulation, there's certainly positives and negatives. The positives we feel are clarity. One of the things we've been clamoring for is the current good faith estimate is just not given all the information that a customer wants, and we feel like this form does a good job of laying all that out for someone. So it's positive in the way of someone getting all the information that they want and need on the front end.
Yeah, list of seller credits, list of any commissions paid to the realtor by the borrower.
All costs, and it'll be termed, instead of good faith estimate, a loan estimate now.
Okay, now on the flip side of this, let's cover the things that might be more challenging.
Well, the challenges would be as clarifying as everything is on the front end. It becomes possibly delayed on the back end because now you're required to get a closing disclosure. Currently, you get a settlement statement, and you can get that prior to closing, or you can request that. It's becoming mandatory now, though, that you receive that within, there's essentially a 3-day delay. So you essentially have to close a loan 3 days earlier, which could, again, cause delays. And if there's other changes that can take place, and that unfortunately a lot of times do take place at the very end, it could cause that 3-day clock to start over.
Okay, now of course nobody likes for this to be a long drawn out thing, so
Right.
what advice do you have for home buyers so that they can avoid a prolonged mortgage process?
Well, an on-time closing is important to everybody in the process, so it's important to work with a lender that understands the new procedures and is on top of those things. Something that consumers can do is certainly understand the speed at which the process now has to happen even faster. So response time is key. When a request for documents made, it needs to be done as quickly as humanly possible at the time, because again, you're talking about a potential 3-day delay or 3 days taken away from the process. You want to respond as quickly as possible. Communication is absolutely key. If there are any things that come up, repairs, anything that could cause you to want to change your loan amount, then you need to communicate with your loan officer as quickly as possible so they can take those things into consideration and mitigate any potential delays.
Okay, and a quick reminder, this again supposed to go into effect this month, will not go into effect until October.
It starts with applications taken October 3rd.